Good morning, everyone. It is February 26th in sunny Central Florida. Looks like it's going to be a beautiful day to be out in the garden. I've planted a few things, but we had a really strange winter this year, really a lot of freezes, so I didn't plant a whole lot like I usually do. And this is the beginning of my vegetable garden. I have a fig tree there. It doesn't look like much now, but when it comes in bloom, it gives me a lot of yummy figs, and I like fresh figs and fig preserves. And a lot of things starting to bloom. I have my Carolina jasmine over here that I purposely planted it on the side of each side of my garden because the bees just love it, and it helps with all the pollination of the vegetables. A couple years ago, I decided to do the raised bed method because I got tired of buying soil, putting it in the ground for it only to be washed away when we got a big rainstorm. So this system was the Mel Bartholomew. It was called the Square Foot Garden. His has the grids on top, which I tried. Wasn't particularly a fan of them, but I still liked the raised beds. And he had a soil mix in there that you make yourself, which has compost, vermiculite, peat moss. I feel that for Florida there was a little bit too much of the vermiculite in there and the peat moss. It seemed to dry out quick, even though it was supposed to retain moisture. So I'm going to replenish it with some soil that my son went and got for me yesterday up the road. And I'm going to try a new method, which I'll show you in a few minutes, in a couple of the beds. My little greenhouse that my hubby built for me a couple of years ago, and I do all types of composting. I have the barrel that I use as a composter, but this year with my tomato beds, I am all winter long. I was throwing all my kitchen scraps in there and turning it with coffee filters and tea bags and vegetable scraps, and you can see it was pretty nice and rich. So I'm going to put a little bit more soil in there and then put my tomato plants. I've planted just a little bit of spinach a couple of weeks ago because we can't have it too long. Probably the end of March is when we can't have spinach anymore because it gets too warm. I planted a little plum tree this year, hoping that it'll do well, and also a nectarine tree. And they're supposedly supposed to be for warm areas, so we'll see how it goes. But the one thing I have to show you that is just amazing to me, because I've never had my plum tree look like this, and I'm wondering if it was because of the cold winters, because as we all know, a lot of the fruit needs chilling hours, but it is just covered in blooms. If every one of those blooms made a pear, I would have enough to share with every neighbor. But we'll see. This used to be my old chicken coop. We moved them up closer to the house because the fox and the bobcats like to have them for dinner. But there's my asparagus bed. Hasn't come up. Well, I think I see one little teeny asparagus trying to come up. But well, here is the new, there's my dirt pile, but here is all the ingredients for the new system that I'm trying out. And I found it in an organic magazine, and it's called Lasagna Garden, or No Dig Garden, because you are using newspaper for the bottom to drown out the weeds, alfalfa hay, straw, and bone meal and blood meal, and you just layer it till it's about 14 inches high. And then you just plant your seedlings directly into it. Here I have a lot of my seedlings. I have broccoli and cabbage and some turnip greens. And here's my tray of tomatoes. I started way back in December. They're ready to go in. And potatoes and my little pepper plants. So we're looking forward to getting out and getting everything in the garden. And I will hopefully give you updates every couple of weeks so that you can see how it's going, and I hope that all my northern friends will be able to get out and enjoy nice weather soon, because I know they're probably sick of the white stuff. Have a good day. Bye.